Hi there, I'm Shane Spiers and welcome to another edition of the Performance Brief where we give you one breakthrough business idea in just 5 minutes. My guest today is Malcolm Miller. Malcolm, a very warm welcome. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Shane. Hi to you.
Brilliant. For those of you that don't know him, Malcolm is the Managing Director of the RTS Group, a learning and development agency specialising in the automotive sector with clients such as Mercedes-Benz and Ford. Based in the UK, he heads a team of some 60 people, and RTS Group has just this year been listed in the Sunday Times Best Small Companies to Work For Top 100 list in the UK. And they have in the last year opened an office in Beijing, China, and outside of a busy working life, Malcolm is a rugby union referee. Malcolm, congratulations on the Top 100 award. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, it's great. Certainly it's great to be heading up a company with these sorts of achievements, but the biggest accolade goes to the team, to my colleagues. We work with people. You wouldn't achieve anything in business without people, so getting that side of the business right is hugely important to us, so delighted.
Brilliant. So, well, that's the title of our interview today, what it takes to become a Sunday Times Top 100 company. And we have 5 minutes for the interview. If you're ready, I'll start the clock. So, the Sunday Times list is a great recognition. How do you qualify them, and what are the criteria that are measured?
Okay, well, the process, Shane, that you go through it's run by a company called Best Companies, so bestcompanies.co.uk, and they're a workplace engagement organisation. Got a number of products that measure and dashboard your employee, your workforce engagement across the company. And as an extension of their service, if you score high enough in there, then you literally tick a box and away you go into the Sunday Times competition. So the top 100 companies by category will then go forward into that Sunday Times qualification. So, it's great. It's great to be measured like that. The really useful part is the criteria that they set out. There are 8 criteria that they measure, including leadership and my manager, personal growth, my team, well-being is a new one recently, of course. But that really helps you measure how you're doing with that staff and workforce engagement. And the accolade, the great bit on the top is the Sunday Times exposure. So that's how it all comes together.
Right.
The last couple of years we've been in it. We've been a 2-star accreditation. This time round, we hit a 3-star accreditation, and that put us into the top 100. So
right.
Good news all around.
What is it that you and your company do that has helped you achieve the award?
Well, I think the key thing is a lot of people talk about staff engagement, and they come up with what I would consider, and some people consider, a fairly wacky ideas, like ping pong tables and fruit on your desk, and which are all valid. I'm not poo-pooing them, but actually the key to it, and where the dashboard really helps, is going back to those fundamentals. The real fundamentals of what people want from their workplace. I did some working out of hours. I think I spend probably more than 2/3 of my life wrapped up in work somewhere. So it's important to understand. So if you look at the criteria, as I said before, leadership, I mentioned my company. Personal growth is something that's really important to people. So, I'm getting back from the effort I put into work. It's helping me grow, potentially it's helping my career, and being brave. If you invest in people, you're going to get a good few years out of them, and they will want to move on. That's part of life cycle. But it doesn't mean you should stop investing in people. Of course, there's a measurement in there about fair deal. So, a lot of people will say, doesn't it all come down to money? Yeah, that's a big factor. I don't go to work for free, and a lot of people don't. But it's only one of the factors that's in there. And the rest is really having that dashboard of getting the balance right, I would suggest.
Okay. And how important is staff engagement, and how difficult is it to deliver given the changing workplace and the expectations of staff?
I've been doing some presentations and some work recently around the so-called millennial generation and their different expectations. I'm rapidly reaching the conclusion that we're probably not that different between the generations, but attracting the best people, attracting the right people to the job, it is a marketplace. If we approach it from a sales perspective and a marketing perspective, you've got to be attractive. You've got to be attractive as a business. You've got to be a great place to work demonstrably, and these type of awards help. And I think fundamentally you've got to get the balance right. You may be paying the best wages under the sun, but if it's not a great place to work and you're not enjoying it, or perhaps if you feel that your company isn't giving back fairly to society, then that's all the money in the world doesn't really balance that out. So the important for me is two things, I think. One is being able to attract the right people, but then secondly, being able to help motivate and retain and continue demonstrating to people that they're in the right place, they're developing well in their lives and their career, and importantly to me anyway, they're having a bit of fun along the way.
Yeah.
Work and life would be dull if you're not enjoying it.
We're coming to the end of our time, Malcolm, but what recommendations would you give to other companies to improve their staff engagement?
I think it really starts by looking at some of the fundamentals. Now, I know the Sunday Times, we mentioned, great place to start is to go look at best companies on their website and look at the criteria. It's the age-old thing. You can't paper over cracks with a bit of free lunch and putting up the way you quit. Really, I would suggest to go back to those fundamentals and really challenge yourself with those. We're still learning. I know we did spectacularly well, and I'm delighted to hit the top 100. There were a couple of areas in there that were pointed out, our team pointed out, that we could improve upon. Ironically, for a learning and development organisation, one of those was personal growth and development. So we're looking at that, and we're looking hard at that and saying, well, okay, so what do we need to do to improve? And I will put that out to companies out there, you can probably do no worse than to find a good dashboard of measurement that covers all of those bases. Be very honest with yourself and say, how are we doing against this? Ask the team, how are we doing against this, either formally or informally? And that does give you that dashboard of measurement, because you can't achieve what you need to achieve on your own. You need people in business and you need an engaged workforce. So my recommendation is look at it.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. That's great insight, Malcolm. Folks, to learn more about Malcolm's business, check out their website at www.rtsgroup.com.
Real pleasure. Thanks, Shane.
Malcolm.